My name is David Molotsi, and I'm gonna share my salvation testimony, how I came to the Lord. I grew up in a township called Soweto. I'm the 12th child. My mom was 54 when I was born, and my dad was 62. Yeah, and I remember growing up very confused and just very driven by things and just wanting someone to tell me you look cool, you know. So I really loved friends, and I even loved friends to the point where we could just steal cars for fun, just for people to just try and discipline us, whatever, because it wasn't that much what we were getting in the house. So I remember when I was young, there's always been these dreams I used to have of Jesus. Like I would literally have these massive dreams of Jesus and things. But I used to think it's just normal, because in a township, you know, if something like that happens, it's not like you're the only one. Everybody has it, or dreamed about this, or they saw a witch, or they saw that. So I stayed in a very small little shack. So my mom made this bed, that there was another bed underneath. So you just pull it up. So I would literally sleep next to it. I mean, my mom wasn't capable of doing a lot of things with me, but praying and like, you know, in front of the school, whatever, and other kids, and then she would just look. I mean, my mom didn't really have a lot of teeth or anything. She was old, you know. People used to think she's my granny. And she would just come and kiss me. You know, I love you, and she would pray for me there, you know. She was really so bold, you know. It kept on becoming worse and worse through high school, and, you know, diverted into sport and stuff. And that's sort of where I found my identity. I started worshipping volleyball, this Soweto guy, you know, that could do this. And then, so it became my God. And I remember 2007, just this one night, you know, God really literally appeared to me, you know, in my dreams. I just had a vision where I was somewhere, and then, just cut the whole story short, I died in that vision, and I was in heaven, and literally I couldn't see everything, but I could see on my left there was just no end. This white, it's not even white, that place, but it was very clear, like, I don't know, white or whatever, but white is just the closest color I can think of. Now I couldn't look forward because I knew there's these two beings in front of me. That's just, the presence was just too overwhelming. I remember God telling me I don't have to be ashamed of my sins or anything that I've done. So I just need to go back and tell the people about His love. And, you know, my life really was just sort of changed from that moment. And I went to a church. It took me 2 weeks to go to church, and I remember the time I just wanted to go forward, you know, in the middle of, before even the church started that time. Like, I was just telling people, how can I just be part of something like this? And I got saved, you know, and that time just, I'll never forget this. The next day, I was walking to where I was staying in, and I remember looking up, and I just He heard this loudly, like God telling me, you know, I love you. And I think that time, that's where my identity really got like stamped in. And I've never been the same since then, you know. Like, I had to learn, you know, to forgive my mom, my dad, and just like, you look to so many things for identity and to blame. You know, I blame apartheid, I blame this, I blame that, I blame that. But then I started taking responsibility of things, and God really restored me so much, you know, especially in terms of, I mean, I come from Soweto, so anything Afrikaans and white, you know, never used to mix. So God told me, if I was in Soweto, and He told me I was going to Stellenbosch to this church, and I got there, and I was like, it was African service in Stellenbosch, and I thought maybe God is telling me I must go to a church next door. I never knew. I'm quite racist in my heart, and I always, you know, looked at God as a racist God, like just God of the white people. And this one day I remember I was walking to church, and I actually told God, you're such a racist. Like, you are a racist God. You know, I don't know why this whole thing, and I was really honest with Him. The same morning, Fred was preaching, and then not preaching, just in the middle of the worship, and he stopped everything. Like, just God told him there's a boy here with racial issues, and you think God is a racist. And I remember he stopped the whole worship service just to bring the whole attention to me. And, you know, one of those things, I mean, that's one few things that has happened that God really has decided to show me, literally, and stamp my identity into me, and not in my uniform, you know. I remember when the Holy Spirit told me, this is uniform. So uniform is something, it's just for God with His, I don't know, with His humor and niceness and whatever. He just made us differently, you know. And obviously the devil just tried to distort that character of God, because there's just so much beauty in that, you know. So obviously the devil just came to distort it with a stupid thing of of just comparing each other with different uniforms. I mean, I love uniforms. They look nice. When people spoke with me in Afrikaans, before I used to be so offended. I don't know why. But then afterwards, like, it just felt like someone is singing to me, you know. It just became such a lovely thing. And obviously me getting married to an Afrikaans speaking person as well, you know, it was just God really restoring just the person that He's made us to be. And I think one big thing I would like to share is just the restoration that God has restored me to Him, and so that firstly to Him, so that I can restore to the people around me. So that's just a few bit of parts of what God really has done for me, and I just